taken a long time, but you can finally get Donut Dodo as a physical game on Nintendo Switch. In today's discussion, I'll be checking out Donut Dodo Day 1 Edition. We'll be reviewing the game and everything that you get in this limited edition, 1 of 500 edition print run. Dodo Day 1 Edition for the Nintendo Switch. So today we're going to be checking out the boxed limited edition version of Donut Dodo for the Nintendo Switch. Now this is from Pix and Love Games, who've made 500 limited edition copies of this, and there's part of me that just wants to leave it sealed, but for the sake of this piece of plastic, I won't be able to see all of the goodness that's inside that I want to share with everyone out there in internet land. So according to this, when we look at the back there, this comes with Day 1 Edition includes physical game, collector's sleeve, and then original soundtrack, exclusive keychain, and a game manual. So I don't think, just for the sake of this piece of plastic, these should be locked away and unseen by the world forever. So, deep breath. I'm going to do it. Let's open it. It's kind of half open there already, to be honest. So I don't think that's going to make it any more or less of a collector's edition. Now it's got this piece of plastic. It's got this piece of plastic that goes all the way around the edge there. Sorry, I'm not very good at the unboxing videos. Oh, look at this. It goes the other way around. I expected it to open this way, and it opens this way. So here we see. We have opened it now. It is no longer mint in packaging, but we're going to see what we get. I don't think like a piece of plastic like this. I'm sure, however this is manufactured, if you really wanted to reseal it, you could, but let's not. So obviously it comes in this sleeve, and inside we have the game. Now even when you get the game not as the Day 1 Edition, or maybe you do get it in that box, but I've definitely seen copies advertised on eBay that've got a different design, so maybe it's just for a different country. But you get two different designs there. This donut looks very much like the donuts you'd get in The Simpsons. It's very Simpson-esque artwork, I'd say. Now, we'll open it up. Oh my goodness, there are things. And here we see the fantastic Donut Dodo keyring. So that's what we get in there. I'm going to put this to good use. I need a new keyring for my keys, and I think a Donut Dodo will actually, work really well. Because what do you get these special editions for if you're not actually ever going to open them up and see what's inside? Now this is a blast from the past. Look at this. I remember that even a Simpsons CD, that's like CD-ROM, and it had like a big donut on it. Maybe it was like, what was that Simpsons game? Someone needs to let me know in the comments. Like Virtual Springfield, and it came on a donut looking CD like that. But this, of course, is a mini CD. I assume this is the original soundtrack and it's not a GameCube copy, because this obviously is a disc the size of GameCube discs, and you can use that to listen to the soundtrack. And then, of course, what else have we got here? We have some stickers. So Donut Dodo and little, is it Billy Batson? I forget the name of the main character, but I'm sure we'll find out because there are instruction booklets. Little warranty card, I assume that is. And then here we see the physical instruction booklet. So there we see the main character that you play is on the back. And look at this. Just look at this. Story, controls, items, enemies, and stages. So let's hold this up and give it a little read. Play as Baker Billy Burns, not Billy Batson. Who is that? Is that like the Flash or something? Let me know. Or Shazam. Is that Shazam? Billy Batson. I'm not going to go back and edit this out. That's just funny. Roast me in the comments if I might still have that wrong, in fact. But play as Baker Billy Burns, who has to run, jump, and climb to outwit Donut Dodo and his bunch of clueless minions. Collect all donuts in each level in the best possible time. So this is going to be a very short instruction manual, I can tell. Oh my gosh, this is the shortest instruction manual in the world. It is literally... Is it just 2 pieces of paper? It is. So even though they advertise it's got like this printed instruction manual, it is as bare bones as you can possibly get. I like the game, but I don't like that it advertises that it's got printed instruction manual. This is an old school instruction manual style. Like, the quality of it is very good, but the quantity of it is a bit lacking. Let's show you what else you get. So here we see it says about the controls: run, press left or right to run; jump, A, B, X or Y to jump; climb, press up or down; items, donut, and then it says here you get 25 points for a donut, so the easy amount of points. 150 if you get a shiny donut, which is if you get them in the set order. You get an extra life every 15,000 points. And then bonus items, cherry, all the standard Pac-Man stuff, a big burger there at the end. And so they've almost given me all the information. Maybe we don't even need this last extra page. But it says enemies and stages. Avoid enemies to survive and collect all donuts in each stage. So there is Sniffy, which isn't displaying properly because of my green screen. There is a Flame. There is, of course, Winky and Stinky. I'm sure Winky was one of the ghosts in Pac-Man, so I don't know how they get away with it. Because even if it wasn't actually called Winky, it was like Blinky and Clyde and whatever else. It definitely looked like that ghost. Is it just because it's at a slight angle they can get away with it? And then there is the donut Dodo. Now, I will say something I'm a little bit disappointed about is that the game only comes with the 5 main levels and the 6th bonus level. I would have really liked it. So there's the other design on the inside there, because it's reversible. So that is the other design that I've seen that I've mentioned about. But what I will say is, as like 500 copies, imagine if they gave Donut Dodo Do, or whatever it is that the arcade version of this is called, which has 2 playable characters, including like Billy Byrne's wife, I forget her name, and then you also get a whole extra stage. I hope that does come out at some point. I'll definitely be there for it because I really enjoy this game. And let's have a look. So you have Funhouse Fiasco, you have Construction Site Chaos, Ferris Wheel Frenzy, Candy Store Crush, and Dodo's Lair. And then there is the bonus Pumpkin Bounce. And that's it for the instruction booklet. So to get this on a physical copy, of course, you have the box, which is reversible. You have the cartridge, which we'll look at in a moment. You have the instructions. You have the warranty card. And then you have the stickers. You have the CD of the soundtrack, which, to be honest, you could just listen to in the game. But who knows, there might even be some bonus content on there that I'm not aware of. And you have this keyring. Does this package make it worth the increased price? Because this is about £25–30 for the special edition. The regular one is about 20 to 25, I think. But then you can just download the game for about £5 or £6. I think it does make it worth it, just because having physical games is important. And so here we see the physical Nintendo Switch cartridge of Donut Dodo. Can we get that into focus? Quite possibly not with me behind it here. But there you see, Donut Dodo. This is what it's all about, really, the game. And I look forward to playing this and completing this. And I'm going to put up a full review of it as part of this video. So in a moment, I'm going to hand over to VoiceOver Me, and I'll have put some bits of video on top of what you're seeing anyway. But VoiceOver Me will take you through all of the game. In Donut Dodo, you play as Billy Burns, and you are a little chef who has to go around 5 main stages and 1 bonus stage and collect all of the small donuts that have been stolen by the sinister Donut Dodo. Once they've all been collected, the big donut on each stage will become collectible, and you have to grab it from the clutches of the Donut Dodo. Now, this is an old school arcade game which has been created in the modern era. It's initially quite challenging, and the enemies in the game, including Winky the Ghost and Stinky the Toilet, will be quite a pain. In particular, the way Stinky chases you around the first level is a real ballbuster, and I expect he'll be the cause of you losing most your lives in both the first and last levels of the game. The first level does ring of Donkey Kong, and it's all about climbing ladders to collect the donuts. On each level, you'll have to keep your eyes peeled for when a food item, usually a Pac-Man style piece of fruit, appears magically on the stage, and if you get this, you'll get some extra points. Getting a high score on the game is what it's all about, other than just beating its 5 stages, and you'll get bonus points for rushing through a stage and beating it quickly. If you want the best score, being quick is something of a red herring in my experience, because you'll get the most points by collecting the donuts in a specific order. You'll notice that one donut at a time is shiny, and once it's collected, another random donut on the stage will start to flash. Collect them in this order that they start to flash in, which is more often not the logical next closest donut, and you'll multiply your points over and over. This is the fastest way to get the highest score and those extra lives. The second level is the construction site, and instantly you'll see that the game varies up some of the challenge in each stage. The construction site is all about navigating the level back and forth to either side, and there isn't a direct way over the middle where the Donut Dodo hangs out. This is also where they introduce the Donkey Kong style flame monsters that you'll often have to jump over at the same time as jumping over one of those awful little mice. It's weird that the mice don't get burned, but you know, this is video game logic, I suppose. The third level isn't quite as exciting, as unless you're on the harder difficulty, there won't be any specific enemies, and it's just about timing your platforming to go across the stage on a big Ferris wheel. There are balloons which you have to dodge, and the Dodo will shoot fireballs at you, because obviously that's what Dodos did, but this level is generally easy to access all of the donuts. The only real challenge comes that if you want to get the shiny donuts in order. The fourth stage is the candy shop, and this is a level where the challenge ups, and you have to climb ropes whilst avoiding fireballs from the Dodo, jump over mice on the platforms, and avoid falling into a spike pit. There's very little space in the level that feels like a safe zone, and even on hard mode, then you get plagued in the safe areas by Winky the Pac-Man style ghost. The final stage is Dodo's Lair. And when you first play the game, it can take a few attempts for you to fully get your head around all of the dangers. Just like on Pac-Man, you can warp to the other side of the screen by exiting off the edge, but so can a big boulder, and it may not always appear where you first expect it. Then there are the magic doors, which means that both you and Stinky the toilet can get across the stage quickly, and Stinky will be on your tail if you're not quick to look out for when he's coming through a door. After Dodo's Lair, you may think it's all over, but instead you are faced with a bouncing pumpkin bonus stage. Now, I've never been a huge fan of this stage, and it's a one mistake and it's the end of the level kind of scenario, but it also doesn't really matter if you get all of the donuts on this stage or not. It's just an opportunity for bonus points and maybe to get an extra life before you go through all of the stages again. Yes, once this bonus stage is dealt with, you'll then go through all of the 5 levels once again, but this time they get a little bit harder. And once the Donut Dodo is defeated the second time, you have won the game. Now, I didn't know when I first played if the game would just keep going on loop forever, but I was pleased that the game does actually give you something of a little ending so that you can feel that you can achieve completing it and that it's not just an endless loop like you'd get until you get a kill screen. Each second round of a difficulty level is harder, with faster and sometimes extra enemies, and once easy is beaten, you'll unlock medium and eventually hard, and also what is called Sugar Rush mode. In Sugar Rush mode, you just go through the game once and are aiming for the quickest time possible. I found that I could beat the entire game in about 5 minutes, but that's when you get quite good at it. The first time you're playing it, you're going to want to take things quite carefully. I do find this game stupidly addictive and have now got multiple copies of it on various systems. The game has been around a while and it's a game that I've covered before on the channel. I first played it on the Atari VCS and for me it's arguably the best game on that system. Then I got it for the Evercade, first as a download in their Game of the Month program, but then on a physical cart as part of Indie Heroes Collection 3. As with all the Evercade games, it comes with a printed manual. But what makes this Nintendo Switch release stand out from this, unlike on Evercade, it's a solo release and doesn't share the stage with any other games. Now, from a value perspective, of course, this is around the same price or more expensive than the Evercade cartridge on physical. That comes with several games, but for Switch, it's just one. So, is it worth having on the Switch versus the Evercade? I would say yes. The only other way to get it on the Switch is as a digital download, and if you like to think about game preservation and ensuring that you'll still be able to play this in years to come, getting this as a physical copy is a smart idea. So yes, this game is cheap as a download, but it's better to have physically if you can. And if, like me, and you're lucky enough to have one of the 500 Day 1 edition print run copies, you'll also have a bunch of extras, such as the stickers and soundtrack and keyring. So that's going to wrap things up for this review of the physical Day 1 edition of Donut Dodo for the Nintendo Switch. So I think this is a great game to get. If you haven't got it, either get it as a download, or if you want, you'll now be able to get it on physical, which I think is the best way to have it, just to make sure you have it for future generations to come. And if you can get the Day 1 edition, then by all means do. I probably would have left it in the wrapper if I wasn't doing this review, and I felt the need that I should probably open it and show you what's inside. But truthfully, I am glad I've opened it, just because I'll have the keyring. I might find a use for the stickers somewhere. I am a big fan of the Donut Dodo game. I do hope we get the enhanced Donut Dodo Do eventually released onto consoles, or even a sequel to this, because I think it is a game that does warrant it. We could have Donut Dodo Jr. just go all in on the Donkey Kong related theme and do a straight on follow up to it. Now, that's going to wrap things up for this video. If you haven't done so already, please take a moment and smash that subscribe button. If you want to check out the other reviews and videos I've got on Donut Dodo on the channel, do check them out, or anything about the other games I've covered from Phyiscal Games, because we've had a look at recently at Cash Cow DX, both on the Atari VCS and on Steam, and that's from the same guys that made this. And we've had a look at Siggy, A Fart for Melusina, also on the channel, and I've got like a full playthrough of that game on there, and I'll probably put like a full long playthrough of Donut Dodo on the channel in the not too distant future as well. So once again, if you haven't done so already, please smash that subscribe button, and you can check out the written article version of today's discussion over at www.xstreamed.tv/gaming. And with that, until next time, stay safe, always stay extremed, and ciao for now. Boom, and we're off the air.